Good afternoon, everyone. 大家好，各位午安啊。My name is Heng Sure. Today is Saturday, March 21st, here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, at Deng Bi An. So glad to be with you for our series on the picture biography of Master 𝗦𝗲𝗂𝗀𝗍𝗀。各位午安现在是这个3月21号。在大吉隆坡，在大马来西亚我们的登比安庄严的道场，我叫恒石。In California, it is March 20th. It is the vernal equinox, or the autumnal equinox, the day that night and day are equal length. That's the beginning of spring in the Western Hemisphere, the beginning of autumn in Australia, here in Asia. I'm going to, let's see, today our Dharma requester is 𝗥𝗲𝗊𝗀𝗀, and 𝗥𝗲𝗊𝗀𝗀 is in Henan. She is going to request Dharma. I'm going to ring the bell 3 times and invite you all to join me in making a half bow to the Buddhas. 今天是𝗥𝗲𝗊𝗀𝗀 居士帮我们请法，等一下我就敲引磬3下然后𝗥𝗲𝗊𝗀𝗀 居士就会请法。Okay, are we ready? Here we go. 一闻磬，再闻磬，三闻磬，好了，那𝗥𝗲𝗊𝗀𝗀 居士，你愿意请法，你可以现在开始。
Dharma Master, can you hear me?
Yes, 听得到。
OK. 恭敬大德僧听，为此法汇集一切众生，请转妙法轮，教导我们如何了生脱死，离苦得乐，速证无生。Will the Sangha with great virtue, out of compassion, for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach us how to leave suffering and attain bliss and end birth and death, and quickly realize numbers.
南无达萨巴嘎瓦多阿拉哈多萨玛萨布达萨。
南无达萨巴嘎瓦多阿罗哈多萨摩萨布达萨。
Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfect enlightened one.
南无萨旦陀苏切多耶阿拉诃帝三藐三菩提伽。
南无萨旦陀苏切多耶阿拉诃帝三藐三菩提伽。
无上甚深微妙法，百千万劫难遭遇。我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。Supreme and wondrous Dharma, subtle and profound, rarely is encountered even in billions of eons. But now we see and hear it and accept it reverently. May we truly understand the Buddha's actual meaning. 好的，𝗥𝗲𝗊𝗀𝗀，感恩 ，Thank you for the Dharma request. 谁在线上愿意听中文的翻译哈？我们有义工很发心帮忙，把我所讲的英语翻译普通话。你的软件右下角看到有 interpretation， 哪里你就 click， 就在那儿可以找到 Chinese 就好了。Also, we have a Vietnamese translation. Anyone who would like to hear my lecture in Vietnamese, please go to the chat box and click on Vietnamese link. It will take you there. Also, anyone who would care in the future to be the Dharma requester, like 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗵𝗔 you can send an email to 𝗦𝗽𝗍𝗔. She will happily set you up. You can request Dharma in one language or two languages, up to you. All right. We are going to play the bell song. Here we go. The bell sound wide resounds throughout 100,000,000 worlds. The Buddha's lie is heard and spread all throughout the triple world. The wondrous sounds that everywhere fill the Dharma realm with peace. May those who hear it gain the strength to follow in faith the Buddha's path. 众生传3000界内，佛法扬万亿国中，共训其义，法界和平，𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗍𝗿。 Okay, well that takes care of our preliminaries. I would like to, let's see here, here we go. Now today, being here in Kuala Lumpur, how exciting is this? This is the first time we've had a live broadcast from Kuala Lumpur, Deng Bi An, out to the world. And who is listening today? We have our host in San Jose. We have 𝗍𝗏 in Ukiah. Cliff, our translator, is in the Gold Coast of Malaysia. We have Alec is in Singapore. He was here 2 days ago. Let's see here. Amara is in Malaysia. Let's see here. Barbara and Ernie are in Talmadge, City of 10,000 Buddhas. Brian is in Campbell, California. Celeste is in Hong Kong. We have friends, by the way, friends on Zoom, if you go to your name in participants and you click on the 3 dots, you can type in where you are listening from. That way we can see how big our world is and how our Dharma, turning the Dharma wheel truly circles the whole world. So go into your name in the participants list. There are 3 dots. And it says rename, and you can type in where you are. I'm going to do that right now. Here we are, rename, Heng Sure, Kuala Lumpur. How cool is that? Here we are. All right, please do the same. Let's see here. Our regulars know how to do that then. Okay, Leong family is here, Connie's in Sunnyvale, Cynthia's in Saratoga, California. Duc Levan is in Montreal, as they say, la belle province de Québec in Canada. Oui, bien sûr. We have Edna is in Singapore, Ellie is listening in, maybe from Japan. Liz is here from New York City, Chinatown. Okay, lots of friends. Florence is back in the Gold Coast. We have Heng Sure is in Burlingame. Good morning, Heng Sure. Let's see here. Jane is in Berkeley. Jenny is in Alameda. Jason is in Northern California. Jennifer's in Los Altos. Jensen's in Jakarta. Jinyong Shi at Sanjiating, City of 10,000 Buddhas. Kelly in Alameda. Carrie is in KL. Let's see here. Lisa's in Santa Rosa. Loy is in Singapore. Okay, Bay Area, LA, St. Petersburg, Florida. Molly is here, and Nini is in Manila, Philippines. Mesa, Arizona, Calgary, Canada. Peggy is here. Okay, says, please change your name here. Who is that? I don't know who that is. Okay, 𝗦𝗽𝗂𝗃, lots of new friends today. We have 150 of us online. Then Oklahoma and Brazil, Sao Paulo. Let's see. We have Xingfei and Bernie are here from Sydney. Good morning. It's afternoon in Australia already. Okay, then we change to the second half, the other half of the world, and we have, let's see here. 你们可以数一数，看看是不是东北人最多，好不好？看看，不出题了啊。马来西亚、上海、哈尔滨、北京，还有辽宁、山东、广州，是哪里？台北哦，台北市哈 ，OK， 上海、苏州、深圳 ，OK， 辽宁、吉林，哈尔滨，陕西、西安，对了，好的，山东，还有哪里？山东，还有黑龙江，还有北京。苏州、安徽，哇，全中国都参加了。你看，高科技也有好处哦。Let's see here， 苏州、浙江、陕西、福建泉州 ，OK， 安徽，哈尔滨、张家口，河北、包头、内蒙古、深圳、江西。吉隆坡，什么地方？哦，对，Let's see here， 悉尼、北京，湖北、北京、河北唐山，北京、河北，Let's see here， 那个写的很小江苏 ，OK， 还有南京，还有河南，大安 ，OK，we have where else？深圳、哈尔滨、广东太多了，你看那么多人全中国参加了难得。Okay, so here is what's going on. This is a lecture series, and I want to point you to, some of you are going to say, hey, that's great, I wish I had known about it sooner. How do I find the rest of the lectures? I will answer your question. Did you ask that question? I'm going to answer it anyway, even if you didn't ask that question. I think you might at some point want to know. Go to YouTube. All right? Let me go to YouTube. Here is YouTube. You go to up here and you find what? You find Dharma Realm Live. All right? Everybody see that? Dharma Realm Live. You go down to playlists, click on the playlists, and up comes, you'll recognize Master Empty Cloud. Here is where we have been explaining this book for 106 videos so far. Today is 107, all right? So you can catch up, go all the way down to lecture number 1, or where we are today. This will be archived. All right, that's where you find it. Again, YouTube, Dharma Realm Live, and you find all our lectures here. Okay? Now, what is this lecture series? It is a book written by our teacher, collected by our teacher, 上轩下化老和尚, and show you where to find it. If you go to DRBA Chinese, and you go to 线上阅读 right here, okay? These are all the books that Master Hua explained. 净传师阿弥陀佛. So, if you go down here to 上人诏书及其他, you find this. 宣化上人 tell the translator it's a little too loud. We're hearing him. Yeah, and we want them to be able to hear, but
Cliff.
Oh, that's Cliff.
Yeah.
Okay, can you drop the volume? Yeah, good.
Maybe a little bit closer to this mic.
It's super loud.
Yeah, it needs to be super loud for the people in the back.
Oh, it does. Is that
Yeah,
right?
'cause right now It only has 2 speakers that work in here.
I see. And the fan is cutting about a third of it. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay. How the Cliff, we are hearing your translation loud and clear. It's coming in. It's very wonderful. So thank you so much. 我就说这边你看到虚云和尚画卷集看到了吗？是吗？上册下册就是这个。Here it is. Maybe you've seen this in the bookstore, or it's often people don't know what it is, so they don't read it. It's just floating around somewhere. When you find this volume, you have found what we are explaining. Here is how this book came about. In 1959, Master 𝗤𝗍𝗀𝗀 entered nirvana at the age of 120 years old. And so his lifespan spanned more than a century of his life. And he was witness to many of the most important changes in China over thousands of years. For example, the dynasty, the emperor of China, came to an end while Master 𝗤𝗍𝗀𝗀 was a monk. And the Minbo began. The Republic of China began at that time, right? So Master 𝗤𝗍𝗀𝗀's 3 steps, 1 bow pilgrimage, that happened. Master 𝗤𝗍𝗀𝗀's early life, when he tried to leave home, but his father wanted him to be an official and carry on the family name. Master 𝗤𝗍𝗀𝗀𝗀, as a young man, ran away from home 3 times. His father sent men to chase him and bring him back twice. 3rd time, he said, let it go, I give up, and broke his heart. Master 𝗤𝗍𝗀𝗀𝗀 really felt bad about disappointing his father. The story of Master 𝗤𝗍𝗀𝗀𝗀's mother dying in childbirth is told here. So Master 𝗤𝗍𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 carried a weight in his heart his whole life because he knew that his coming was his mother's leaving, right? So how difficult, an amazing life. It's said that he was an 8th stage bodhisattva, 八地菩萨转世. So you would think, oh, 八地菩萨, his life must have been really wonderful. Absolutely not that story. He went through so many difficulties, including dying twice and being rescued by Manjushri Bodhisattva, Guan Pusa. So all these stories are here. Let's see here. Seeing rare portents. Now, Master Xuanhua hired an illustrator in Hong Kong to draw pictures of these episodes of the 200-year lifespan. Master Hua went through, picked out 200 stories out of the 120-year lifespan, found an illustrator to illustrate the stories, told the episode in very terse, beautiful Guan Yin, and then he did something really special. He added a verse. So let's take a look at this one, for example. One day, Mr. and Mrs. 𝗬𝗏 were pleased to see the construction of the temple and the bridge had been completed according to design. That evening they both dreamed a dark-robed, long-bearded sage cultivator riding a tiger with Guan Yin Pusa on his head, pounced on the bed. Startled awake, they recounted their experience to each other. Afterwards, she was pregnant. They happily recited the Buddha's name, met teachers, left dharmas far behind, engaged in deeds with no weariness, right? So, husband and wife both had a dream, very strange dream. Who was it? Well, it may have been Master 𝗤𝗍𝗀𝗀𝗀 coming to birth. So, Shifu wrote this verse. 跨湖入台世间稀，顶上出现丈夫躯，觉悟同论常精进，普度憨师不休息。多么好，写得非常好。Shifu said, astride a tiger, entering the womb, came one seldom found in the world. manifesting atop his head was the compassionate hero's form, enlightening 5 kinds of fellow beings with ever-advancing vigor. He went everywhere, saving those with sentience. He never stopped to rest. So, in this 𝗏𝗏𝗀, as we showed you, this is available for free download, if you care to, right here on our DRBA Chinese. It's 2 volumes, so the first one goes halfway, and then the second volume finishes. We have come all the way, here we are. This is where you find it, 上册下册, right? On this page, 线上阅读 on DRBA Chinese. We have come all the way to 175, as we only have another 25 to go. Today, we are here. Actually, I want to tell you, when you come back to 143, this is where we have come in our progress. We are right, last week, because I was traveling, we didn't lecture, but the week before we did 175. And Master 𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗪 is already 94 years old. It is 1933. It is the 22nd year of the 𝗁𝗏民国. Okay, everybody see where it is? That's where we got our lecture last week. Now, I want to come back because I think many Malaysian disciples may be unaware that Master 𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗪 came to Malaysia. He spent time in Malaysia. And I'll go back to that episode 143. Here we are, scrolling here. I wanted to retell this. Now, those of you online who have been familiar are maybe this is new. This is a repeat of the material, but it's exciting to be here in KL, in Deng Bi An, our beautiful monastery here, and to be able to connect our grand teacher with Malaysia. So Master 𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗪𝗏 went to KL, he went to Penang, he went to Malaysia, to Malacca. Here we go. So let's tell this one here. Here we go. Just to say, we'll look at this one. Cliff, I'm at 143. Go home. So we'll just tell this one to give people a flavor, and then we'll do one more for today. Okay. It is 1908. He is 69 years old. Where is he? Bingcheng. He's in Penang. Okay. Now, this is not a sutra, so we don't put our palms together. Here we go. 雾山公69岁，春公写善和尚，戒学南明观音阁，乃庆老自见，选士𝗧𝗶𝗿𝗏，大小霹雳参观，往极乐寺。极乐寺大家知道。讲起信论，横验品，信心皈依者众，经历极弊方便观，暂听讲，修禅不会客，在寺度岁。In the spring of 1908, the Master's 69th year, he traveled to Guan Yin Temple in Selangor with its founder, Venerable Master Shanqing. They visited the larger and smaller Bili caves at 𝗧𝗶𝗍𝗏. The Master subsequently stayed at 𝗵𝗏𝗀, where he lectured on the awakening of faith in the Mahayana and 𝗵𝗁𝗄𝗵, 𝗦𝗲𝗵𝗿𝗵𝗺𝗏𝗺 practices. Many faithful disciples took refuge. That was our topic last night. When the sutra lectures were over, he began a period of modified seclusion, temporarily halted other lectures. Cultivating dhyana meditation, he received no further guests and passed New Year's at the monastery. So, anytime you go to Penang, to 𝗵𝗏𝗀, you can know that our teacher's teacher, Big One, at 𝗵𝗏𝗀. Right? here is this lovely artist in Hong Kong gave us a line drawing, very charming. So this is in the 虚言老和尚画传. If you can find a copy, take one home, order it online, both 2 volumes. It's a wonderful, it shows Master Xuan Hua's devotion to his teacher. And what do they say? 就说佛日增光，法论常传, right? The Buddha's sun increases in brightness as the Dharma wheel turns. 热闹常中度春秋，舍己云人不自由，诚恐后学堕此病，功故视现眼观修. Toiling in the busy Bodhimandhas, how time flies. He served by training students, no cares for himself. Concerned that the next generation might be lured into overactivity, he taught by example how to cultivate in seclusion. Okay, so for a monk who walked all the way across China, making a full bow every 3 steps, for a monk who then walked to Tibet, walked to Burma, walked to Yunnan, traveled through Sichuan. Here he is closing the door and entering stillness in samadhi. Okay, all right, so we're looking back. Now, let's go to today's episode. We are now in, where is he? He is at Gushan. So let me fill in the background here. So Master Empty Cloud, to my surprise, I had no idea that he spent so much time in Yunnan province, out in the southwest of China. He traveled to Jizushan, and we've been telling these stories every week as he keeps traveling. So he got to Yunnan, and he was looking for a place to avoid attention. There's a long story of why too many people came to see him at Zhongnanshan in Shanxi province, and he was originally in seclusion. Too many people came to find him, so he and another monk left, traveled from Shanxi down to Yunnan, to Jizushan. And the monks, the Buddhists there, had become, they say, corrupt. That is to say, they'd forgotten about their precepts, they'd forgotten to cultivate. They passed on the temples from friend to friend or from father to son. They refused to accept traveling monks, 𝗦𝗽𝗂𝗍𝗵. So, and they were accepted bribes, and they had really forgotten the Dharma. So Master Empty Cloud made a vow that he was going to reform the Sangha practices in Yunnan province. And you have to understand that Yunnan is over in the far, far, far southwest of China, and Shanghai and Beijing and Nanjing are all in the east and the north of China. And the distance, the mountains and the rivers and the lakes are very far apart. So Yunnan was sort of the Wild West. Master Empty Cloud did a tremendous job of bringing 𝗤𝗙 back to Yunnan at a personal cost to himself. He traveled to Beijing to get the Longzang, the Tripitaka, which did not exist in the entire province of Yunnan. He brought the Tripitaka back to the monastery. He rebuilt the monastery at Jizushan and went through incredible difficulties. There was diphtheria, right? What's it called? 一种的肺病. There was earthquakes. People suffered droughts. There were, when the dynasties fell, when 1911, when the emperor abducted the throne, right? What happened? Power struggles, civil war began. Warlords came and went. Master Empty Cloud personally the warlord Li Genyuan, who basically was going to burn the monasteries and kill the monks whom he didn't throw in jail. Empty Cloud, Xu Yin Lao Hashang, in a conversation with him overnight, they found that they had Fo Yuan. Master Empty Cloud explained the Dharma to him. Overnight, Li Genyuan, the warlord, took refuge, became a Buddhist, and he became a major Hu-Fa throughout the rest of his life. So, personally bringing the proper Dharma to Yunnan province, just by being a bright torch of wisdom. All right, so now there are faithful Buddhist disciples in where? In Gushan. Gushan is in Fujian, right? Fujian province. Master Empty Cloud was invited by lay people in Shanghai and in the southeast of China, thousands of miles away, to come to Gushan. The reason being, Gushan used to be the place where if you wanted the precepts, if you wanted to get ordained in the real source of Dharma for hundreds of years, you went to Yongquan in Gushan. That was the best 𝗤𝗏 a place to get the precepts. All right, so hard times had come to Gushan. It had become corrupt, just like in Yunnan province. The same thing had happened. There are stories that we found as we've been researching this history. In Gushan, if you have a 𝗧𝗸𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, there is one senior seated monk, and he sits right here at the front. And of course, he represents the Sangha for the laity. At Gushan, there was 100 𝗧𝗸𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, all of them taking money from lay people. It had become very corrupt when Master Empty Cloud arrived. So this is his challenge, to start over again, start from scratch, to reform the Dharma in the southeast of China. Okay? 大家听得懂吗？这个情形。Okay. So, here we are. This is what we found last week. Let me read it quickly and then we'll go to the next one. Here we go. 𝗦𝗲𝗹𝗹𝗀𝗀 岁，日本侵入山海关，民心惶惶，兵乱纷纷，到处不宁。19军在民举事，全生寺元军只丹关门了。为鼓山恭祝持故，仍留海丹，释放海郡云水僧人，云集于鼓山者，数达1600之多，摘量困难，然仍维持一粥一饭水准。你看。In 1933, the master was 94 years old. 94 years old. I'm 76 and I'm all ready to quit, and he's another 20 years and he didn't quit. The Japanese army occupied Shanghai, Guan, and caused great anxiety among the people. Soldiers' behavior was reckless and unruly, causing widespread unrest. Who is a bandit? Who is a soldier? They both have guns. Do you know who to follow? Oh, maybe this one is a real soldier, maybe this one is a bandit. In Fujian, the 19th Army started an uprising. All the other temples and monasteries in the province stopped receiving guest monks, closed their doors, protecting themselves. Because the master was abbot, however, Gushan, Drum Mountain, continued to accept monks for lodging. Wandering bhikshus from the 10 directions gathered in large numbers at Drum Mountain, Yunnan, right? Although it was challenging to provide food for as many as 1,500 or 1,600 people, the monastery still managed to keep the standard of providing porridge and rice for the Sangha. Has anybody been to Yongquan Gushan? They have these rice cooking pots, these guo. You can climb in them. They're like the biggest bathtub you've ever seen for rice, turning mi fan into 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃. So we'll have 1,500 or 1,600 people for lunch. Now, I know I want everybody online. We now have 180 people online. We are here at where? Deng Bi An. 1,500 people for lunch, not a big deal. That's every day, right? Because we have a restaurant here at the back of the monastery. So this is something that they can do. But when it's all Sangha members and the food has to come from donations and all the other monasteries are closed, this is a difficult time for the Sangha. Master 𝗤𝗏𝗀𝗀 said, if you have a 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗂𝗀𝗀, if you have a precept certificate, if you can prove that you are a proper 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗀, you can come and 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗀, you can register and be a Sangha member here. So this is an example of Master 𝗤𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀's courage in keeping the proper Dharma wheel turning. So here you see the monks carrying their bags on a pole, right? And the lay people are bringing rice to support them. This is a Taoist, so Master 𝗤𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀 also accepted non-Buddhists here. 佛教一任当如来，僧伽即可身受怀，患难颠沛必于世，事变流离更宜哉。The master carried the Buddha's teaching as his own responsibility. He personally endured the Sangha members' hunger and thirst. During trouble and difficulty, he set his will to cultivate through the chaos, all the same. Master 𝗤𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀's personal example, whatever the ordinary youngest monk endured, he endured it with him at age 94. He did not have a special dining room, a special cuisine, or an attendant. He did it all just like a brand new monk. So, what an example. Incredible courage. 以身作则, right? Okay. So, that was last week. This is our new episode, 176. And I want to tell everybody, there is another resource that we have beyond the Huazhuan. It's right here. It is called 虚云老和尚年谱. This is the actual autobiography written by Master 𝗤𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀 himself. So Master Hsuen Hua used this resource, among others, when he picked out the stories. And so because we have a copy, we often fill in the details from the Nianpu. So we have Chinese and English and the stories of Gushan. So today probably we will see if we have time to go there. Meanwhile, let's go back to our basic text here. Sanmeng Liuzu Lai Zhao, dreams of the Sixth Patriarch arriving to summon him. This is Minguo 23年. He is 95 years old. 1934 is the year. Okay, here we go. 𝗏戌95岁，春届邀应慈法师讲梵网经。2月依稀与夫坐时，若梦非梦，见六祖大师至，曰：“时之已，汝当回去。”翌日，与弟子观本，未知4月间，依稀又三梦，六祖催去，公爵甚异。为己有岳主席李汉浑 派五种𝗍𝗔书请允之. In 1934, the master, now 95 years old, invited Dharma Master 𝗍𝗹𝗹𝗀 to explain the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 during the spring precept period. One night in the second lunar month, while sitting cross-legged in meditation, as if in a dream, and yet not at all a dream, the master saw the Sixth Patriarch arrive and told him, "The time has come for you to return." Uh-oh. When you have a dream like that from the Sixth Patriarch, return where, 𝗧𝗸𝗲𝗄? Oh, don't ask. The following day, the master told his disciple Guan Yin about the vision. Master Guan Yin consoled him. Said, maybe he doesn't mean right away, 𝗧𝗸𝗲𝗄, maybe not yet, later. One evening in the fourth lunar month, on 3 occasions, he again dreamed of the Sixth Patriarch, who urged him to go. The master thought, this event, quite strange. I guess so, yeah. Shortly thereafter, General Li Hanhun of Canton sent Wu Zhongshi and others to invite the master, which the master accepted. Okay. How strange when the Sixth Patriarch, a Tang Dynasty monk, comes in his dreams to say, I need you to come, time to leave. Oh my goodness, what would you do if that happened to you? So here's our artist's depiction. These charming illustrations. Here is Master Empty Cloud sitting in full lotus. It's a dream. 似梦非梦. Seems like a dream. Maybe it's a vision. Who knows? Who knows? 六祖三梦催速回，百官万民迎法区，宝林道场重光日，苦行老僧挑土石。Okay, 挑土石 means go to work. Put the pole on your shoulder and go to work. Appearing 3 times, the Venerable Sixth Patriarch urged the master to quickly go back. All the officials and citizens welcomed him. When the renovation project initiated and the Bodhimanda at Jewel Grove shone like the sun once again, it was time for this elder ascetic to put the dirt on his shoulder with a pole once more. Start a difficult task once more. All right. So that's our story for today. Let's look ahead and see what's next here. You all have to tune in next week because a tiger comes to 𝗦𝗲𝗄𝗵. Do you believe it? It's true story. True story. All right. Well, you know what? Maybe I don't want to leave you with a cliffhanger. Maybe we'll explain this one today at 𝗏𝗏𝗏 here at Deng Bi An. Let's do it. This is a great story. So we have I want to say about this dedicated team who allows these lectures to go forward. We have volunteers who make these beautiful layouts for us. We have translation volunteers who you can listen to in the back of the room today in Chinese, in Vietnamese, from America. We have corresponding secretaries who keep everybody informed of any changes in the schedule, and so it's only because of the hard work of a dedicated team do we get to take these stories of Master Empty Cloud and send them out around the world. We have 190 people listening now from all over China, all over Asia, from New York City's Chinatown to Montreal, Canada, Sao Paulo, Brazil. That I get excited when I think about how we're using technology to spread the Dharma. Let's look at this. Since we're all here gathered, I wish all of you online could see so many shining faces here in Kuala Lumpur, sitting together, listening to the Dharma. This is a wonderful way to spend our Saturday mornings. Don't you agree? Okay, one more story. Here we go. Number 177. 𝗏受戒，虎皈依. Transmitting precepts and letting a tiger take refuge. 1934. 东诸护法，千行受戒，推远破污，不能入众。𝗏𝗏旄观山眷属，来数百人，带兵保卫，皈依者甚众。冬月17日入夜，说菩萨戒时，虎来皈依，大众哗然，恭为说归戒，三叩首顺然。公曰：虎是皈依佛，正信无量样，人心与畜心同一光明藏。During the winter, the Dharma protectors persistently requested the master transmit the precepts, but the walls of the buildings, he is at Gushan Yongchen-si. The walls of the buildings had collapsed. The dwellings were all but destroyed. They were uninhabitable, so makeshift structures of thatched palms and bamboo were put up for the guests to stay in. To get to Gushan Yongchen-si, you have to go up this mountain road. It twists and turns. These are mountains. It's down not far from Taiwan, if you know the southern Fujian. And people were willing to put up with these incredible conditions to get near to the 95-year-old sage, Master Empty Cloud. So here in KL, it's so comfortable here. The food is amazing, and the hall is so adorned. We have every need met, and compare to what people were willing to put up with in 1934, in order to meet a teacher like Master Empty Cloud. The gentry of Canton and Shaozhou arrived with their families, several hundred in all, bringing their own soldiers to protect them. Because why? Civil war going on. And the Japanese had invaded in the north. A large number of people took refuge. On the 17th day of the 11th lunar month, during the transmission of Bodhisattva precepts, night had fallen when suddenly a tiger arrived to take refuge. There were tigers in southern China. Everyone was aghast, but the master transmitted the refuges and the precepts to him. The tiger bowed its head 3 times and appeared tame. The master said, "This tiger knows enough to take refuge with the Buddha. Its inherent nature and ours is one and the same. The hearts of humans and the hearts of animals are equally endowed with a treasury of brilliant light." Do you believe it? 1934, that was only almost 100 years ago. People were very clear-eyed, very sharp. They reported what they saw. This is not a fantasy. This is eyewitness. Here's the picture. Look at this tiger. Here's the monk. Now, 95-year-old monk saying, 皈依佛，皈依法，皈依僧, right? Here's the soldier with his pistol, ready to shoot the tiger in case the tiger decides it wants to eat a monk for lunch, right? But he didn't shoot. And everyone is like, am I really seeing what I'm seeing? 寿王礼法王，皈依护戒坛，年年来朝拜，月月持戒香. A king among the animals bowed down to the King of Dharma, taking refuge, protecting the platform of the precepts. Every year it came to prostrate itself in reverence, month after month, perfumed with the fragrance of the precepts. That's Master Hua's verse. Now, to put this into perspective, the story goes that the tiger didn't only come once, he came back. People who lived in the area knew about him. This is a wild, mountainous area of southern China. So people know that our own teacher, Master 𝗏𝗏, gave the refuges to dragons. And those who watched his life said, absolutely, that is what happened. So more literal-minded scientific types say, oh, is it on TikTok? Can I see that video of the dragons coming? No, you have to open your mind. You can't be so skeptical. There are many things that we have not imagined that are absolutely happening on all sides around us. For example, the last time I was here, next door, there was a one-story halal restaurant right next door. This time when I came to see the top of the building, I had to tilt my head way back. There is a massive building next door standing where that restaurant was. That restaurant was halal. During football days, periodically you would hear, "Oh, score!" Everybody was watching football inside the restaurant, and you would hear these shouts coming out of the restaurant when the right team won, right? Now it's this glass and steel structure that goes up 70 floors. Unbelievable how KL, we take that as normal. Okay, maybe across the street, the Cordos Hotel is the next one to fall, and then they're going to build something massive. So we think that's normal, and yet when a tiger comes to take refuge, recognizing what the virtue in the teacher, recognizing that his 𝗤𝗏𝗄𝗏𝗺 is inedible, nobody can eat his indestructible body. So the tiger says, I'll take refuge with you because I want to be like you in the future. Animals, the king of animals, maybe was not always a tiger. It might be a bodhisattva here to teach the animals. We don't know that. But in any case, he was moved by the virtue of our teacher to find the Dharma. So we don't want to be too skeptical. Okay, let's see here. We have an opportunity to dedicate merit, and given the nature of the world as we find it now, maybe we can dedicate merit with a mantra. So which tune we use doesn't matter as much as the sincerity of your vow to dedicate. Okay? So I want to express my appreciation to the staff making this lecture available in multiple languages to everybody. And I want people to, let's see here, got our texts here. Okay, good. Excellent. I would like people who are listening maybe today for the first time to come back regularly, 10:30 in the morning on a Saturday, 12:30 in Australia, 7:30 p.m. in California, to tune in. If you'd like to hear more of these stories, go to YouTube, Dharma Realm Live, find Master Empty Cloud picture biography. All right? So now to dedicate merit, please make a wish. Send it out as far as your mind can go, however you want the world to improve. Maybe simply hoping that hostilities in the Middle East can come to an end so that we won't have to pay so much for gasoline. Oh, we are selfish. At least the bombs are not falling on our heads at this point, right? So, however you want to dedicate your merit, please do. We'll do it 3 times. Here we go. Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya. Paisaje, paisaje, paisaje. Samukate Swaha. One more time. Namo Bhagavate Vaisajya Guru 𝗦𝗲𝗃𝗏𝗺𝗁𝗃 Tathāgataya Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya Bhagavata Paisaje, paisaje, paisaje. Samukate Swaha. Sounds good, huh? Sounds like sincerity to me. Okay, so we will finish today, conclude our lecture with bows to Guan Yin Bodhisattva. You want to join? Here we go. 我们一起向观音菩萨上3个文心礼。Bow in respect to the Venerable Master. We can bow to our teacher. Here we go, 3 times. Alrighty, tonight we have evening chanting, and then at 7:30 another Dharma talk about our teachers coming to Malaysia. 今天晚上就有晚课，然后呢7点半大家回来，我们也就听听玄奘上人到了马来西亚专访了的一些故事。好了，阿弥陀佛。好，法会结束了，阿弥陀佛。